Afghanistan, a land of rugged mountains, ancient history, and one of the most powerful crops on earth, opium poppy. For decades, Afghanistan has produced over 80% of the world's opium, fueling a global heroin trade worth billions. But here's the question everyone asks. If the United States was in Afghanistan for 20 years, why didn't they destroy the opium fields? Today, we're diving deep into the story of opium agriculture, how it became the backbone of Afghanistan's economy, and why the world's most powerful military couldn't eliminate it. Afghanistan's climate is harsh. Its soil is dry, water is scarce, but in these difficult conditions, one plant thrives, poppy, a crop that grows where wheat fails, a crop that can survive with almost no irrigation, a crop that brings in 10 times more income than any legal alternative. For millions of Afghan farmers, poppy wasn't a choice, it was survival. Decades of war had destroyed roads, markets, and government services. But the opium trade, it offered buyers, transport, money, and even protection. In villages across the country, poppy became the only thing standing between families and starvation. But why didn't the US destroy it? You might imagine helicopters spraying chemicals or soldiers torching fields, but the reality is far more complicated. Let's break it down. Reason 1. Destroying opium means creating millions of enemies. US commanders quickly understood a brutal truth. You can't win hearts and minds by destroying a farmer's only income. If poppy fields disappeared overnight, entire provinces would collapse into poverty. Anger would rise, and guess who farmers would turn to? The Taliban. Eradicating the crop would push thousands into the insurgency, something the US could not afford. Reason 2. The Afghan government opposed large-scale destruction. Many Afghan leaders quietly warned, if you destroy the crops, our provinces will revolt. Warlords, police chiefs, and even government officials were tied to the drug trade. Opium wasn't just a crop, it was a political system. The US needed these local allies to fight the Taliban. Cracking down on opium would have fractured these alliances. Reason 3. NATO forces were not there to fight drugs. American troops were deployed to hunt Al-Qaeda, defeat the Taliban, support the Afghan government. Destroying poppy was not a military objective. Commanders didn't want soldiers burning fields next to villages, risking riots and resentment. They wanted stability, not more chaos. Reason 4. Afghanistan is too big, too remote, too hidden. Afghanistan's opium isn't farmed in one place. It's scattered across mountains, deserts, and valleys, hidden in small plots, protected by militias, mixed with legal crops. You can bomb a terrorist camp, but you can't bomb a field next to homes and children. It was simply impractical. Reason 5. The Taliban benefited, but they also controlled the trade. In a twist of history, the Taliban actually banned opium in 2001, almost wiping it out. But after the US invasion, they switched strategies. They taxed it, protected it, and used it to fund their insurgency. If US forces attacked the fields, local farmers didn't blame the Taliban. They blamed America. Reason 6. The Afghan economy depended on opium. By some estimates, opium made up 35% of Afghanistan's entire economy. That's the equivalent of removing a third of all jobs, a third of all income, a third of all local trade. Destroying poppy overnight would have triggered economic collapse, one the US was not prepared to manage. Reason 7. Billions spent, but alternative crops failed. The US tried everything: saffron, wheat, grapes, pomegranates. But no crop came close to the income poppy provided. Roads were poor, markets were far away, corruption drained money, opium remained the most reliable option. Reason 8. The drug trade was too embedded. The networks behind opium included warlords, smugglers, criminal gangs, corrupt officials, Taliban commanders. Taking them all down would mean taking down the very people the US relied on for security. It was a battle no one wanted to fight. The truth. So why didn't the US destroy Afghanistan's opium fields? Because doing so would have collapsed the economy, turned farmers against them, strengthened the Taliban, destabilized the government, and fueled even more war. America could win battles, but not a war against poverty. Opium wasn't just a drug, it was a lifeline, a survival system built during decades of conflict. And until Afghanistan found something stronger to replace it, the world's most powerful military still couldn't make it disappear. And that is the story of why the opium fields of Afghanistan endured through 20 years of war, and why they remain one of the most complex challenges in global history. If you like the video, comment your opinion about the opium trade, like, share, and subscribe the channel for more videos about the hidden histories in history.